Many times in one's life, they'll be faced with the issue of whether or not to stand up and lead or to sit by and watch life go by, basically. So, in these situations, they can, this, they may be in a position of leadership or they may not be. The situation may be life or death, or it may just be a situation where action's not really required, but it'll help. But either way, it's always going to help if somebody acts and takes on a role of leadership or such and helps the situation along so that people know what to do. Winston Churchill is an excellent example of this, as he took leadership and he was in a position of leadership and took charge and helped motivate people to continue on and fight. So everyone has the ability to lead. They all know how to lead. They can all do it. It's just a matter of if they use this ability in the correct manner and put it forth for the greater good. So in World War II, Britain was obviously in wartime, and they were being faced with an issue where they needed motivation but lacked the drive. So Winston Churchill said in his speech that success always demands a greater effort, and this is true, as they demanded a greater effort but they lacked the drive, so they had to have the effort for the success. So he gave this speech to give them the motivation to put forth more effort. So we're going to start off with who Winston Churchill really was. He was the Prime Minister of England at the time. He was in the position for long enough to really understand how it works, how the politics work, and he was pretty good at his role, as well as he was very insistent on the resistance of Germany, like resisting Germany. So he, from the very beginning, whenever Germany first started making moves into other countries, he was very insistent for Great Britain to resist Germany and not just let things happen. In the speech, his speech, The Finest Hour, is obviously one of his greatest speeches he's probably ever given. He, as James Hume's book, Churchill the Prophetic Statesman, said, Churchill was attempted to lift up England following the fall of France, and this is actually true because that's what happened. France had just fallen to Germany, and so Churchill was attempting to bring them up and lead them. And the reason his speech is so great is because he didn't just motivate them and tell them what they needed to do. He told them why they should do it. He told them how they're fighting for their kids' own homeland, they're fighting for their homeland, they're fighting for their parents' homeland, and how if things didn't change, they were basically going to lose their home to Germany. So they had to keep pushing forward, and that basically the only way to get through their darkest hour was to keep going forward. So this speech was given during World War II, towards the beginning, whenever France had just fallen to Germany, and Germany was pressing on towards Britain, and Britain had, for the most part, been evacuated in the areas that they needed to be, and the people were not looking on the bright side of things because they were seeing as Germany was coming towards them. There weren't many people left to fight in Britain, and this is basically kind of like a last front. Germany, basically, as Herbert Nichols said in his article, Winston Churchill, that Britain was in the firing line because Germany was coming straight for them next, so they were in the fire line, exactly. In conclusion, Churchill really had the incentive to keep going forward with this and help Britain keep on moving forward, and this is something that anybody can do. He gave the speech which helped lead to the eventual success of the Allied forces against Germany, and this wasn't just like Britain defeated them only. He obviously only was really giving the speech was Britain, but they were a major force when it came to the Allied forces and helping defeat the German forces. You should take note of the speeches that people have given to you in your lifetime and really evaluate how they've motivated you and how they've gotten you to press on, as everyone can do this, everyone has the ability to do this, but not everybody has the right incentive to, as Churchill did. Bang.